Hey, FlimsyLunchTray here, and welcome to a topic video where today I want to talk about the new World of Warships community forum. So I say new, but it's been around since I believe towards the end of last year, maybe the fall of last year, where we have a World of Warships forum that's led by the community and done by the community. And I've been talking with some of the staff there. And essentially this video is I want to highlight the DevStrike World of Warships community forum. I want to give you a brief overview and also that you can hear directly from some staff. I've been talking particularly with this fine gentleman here, HogHammer, via Discord about this community forum. And I asked him some questions and he gave me a very nice, well thought out PDF of some things I'm going to read from here in just a little bit. But what I want to do is just talk about the community forum, and I want to draw attention to it because it's a great place. If you have been playing the game long enough and you remember the old Wargaming World of Warships forum, and then it was shut down. Maybe you're a newer player within the last year and you kind of have no idea or kind of the backstory of what occurred. So to just sum it up briefly, it was just over a year ago, back in July, the 25th of July, Wargaming announced that they were going to shut down their forum, and they gave us a 3-day notice. You couldn't post anything after the 3 days, and then it was in November where they officially shut down the forums in a move to get players over to Discord. There was a bit of backlash in the community, I would say, particularly among many of us that have always used the forums, especially Little White Mouse having her absolutely amazing ship reviews on the forums and many other information. And honestly, I kind of just think that the forum became more of a liability in Wargaming's eyes, and I think that's probably among one of the reasons they shut it down, even though they don't say that, because there was a lot of history there, and for a company that was always stressing the value of community feedback, and then they shut down their forum. So yeah, that's Wargaming for you in a nutshell. And as I said, basically they moved over to Discord, but I have some thoughts on that as well. Maybe I'll get into that later, maybe I don't. But essentially, I'm not a fan of them trying to move that forum type format over to Discord for multiple reasons. But with that being said, I don't really want to give much attention to Wargaming. This is about the community. This is about the players of World of Warships, who took it upon themselves to start a community forum by the players for the players is, I guess, the best way to phrase that. So for those of you maybe who've been around long enough, you remember the old forums. It's honestly like very similar. I can't know if I really can say if I notice like, oh, there's these a lot of things aren't really quite like how they used to be. Like there's a lot of things that used to how they used to be, but also even I would say more improved things. So basically what you have is that they have a lot of guests. HogHammer references this. They have a lot of guests that visit the forums, and I think I would encourage people to actually just like make a profile. So actually have a profile. I haven't done a ton of yet here on the DevStrike forum. Apparently I have 0 warning points, that's good. But you can kind of see your activity, about me, you can share about yourself, so on and so forth. And maybe you remember even on the old forum, you could say what was your clan, what server did you play on. You could see if you had recent profile visitors, people could follow you, this, that, and the other. So it's a great place to interact with others. So maybe I should just kind of push on with that. But let me just kind of I don't want to do like this is how the forum works. I just want to give you like a very brief overview and highlighting it. So essentially you have site content, you got forums, events, you got blogs, staff, gallery, guidelines, online news, clubhouse, clan message boards in the works. So you can see some community streams that they have for NA, EU here. We can come down into the forums and read some information. You know, we could come down in something like general discussion and talk about super container random and temporary event drops. Maybe I click down into that. I can see Admiral Karasu, if I pronounce that right, talking about the random super container drops in this thread, and emerge the thread in the sense that will keep running as long as we get random event and temporary mission drops. So that was when Wargaming kind of released information to the player base of how the drop rates worked out of some backlash they got. Surprise, surprise. So if I come back into the forums again, back up, you know, you see they even have Bob's Help Discussion Lounge. You can get some advice from him. He's among one of the staff here. You've got PvE, we've got PvP. You can talk about mods and settings if you're needing help with technical stuff with your PC and other hardware. Off topic, pets and ship shape. Do we have anything on cats? See, look at this. I haven't even come in here before. Like, this is absolutely amazing. Yeah, that's awesome. Unsinkable Sam, who's the cat that served upon the Bismarck, Kosek, and Ark Royal. All 3 ships sank, in which he retired upon an island thereafter at a mansion. So you can have things like that. So if you're a pet lover, as it were. And here you can see the Little White Mouse collection, the stellar works, unparalleled in depth and detail from the Queen of Ship Reviews herself. So, you know, so here you can see them moving a lot of the old ship reviews from the old World of Warships forum here into the new one. So I could come in here and maybe I'm interested in Marlborough. And you might ask, Flimsy, why would you be interested in Marlborough? I don't think the ship's that great, but Wargaming buffed it not too long ago. And here you can see, like, when I was an earlier player, I would always reference Little White Mouse's reviews on ships, even premium ships, to see her quick summary, talking about the pros, talking about the cons, and then talking about the skill floor, which she has laid out here. Options, consumables, upgrades, commander skills. Here you can see, I guess it's probably the link to... Oh, that's probably when it used to tie to the old link of the old forum. And so now when you click on any link that used to take you to the forum, it just takes you to the forum shutdown. The camouflage, the firepower, so on and so forth. So you can see it keeps going. She leaves nothing untouched. If you don't know who Little White Mouse was or is, she used to be a community contributor for Warships. She was their absolute best community contributor, and then Wargaming completely effed that up. That's a different video for a different time. There's already been videos about it. But just absolutely awesome stuff. You can see some ship reviews, historical content, reviews and guides, historical content, talking about bugs and glitches, clan recruitment, clan queries, if I remember how to say that right in English as I learned Norwegian. Join the team, support, so on and so forth. So there's just a lot of like awesome things here. Like even if I go into some recent things on my Discord, I shared this colorized image of the Tirpitz, the Queen of the North, when she was stationed throughout Norway. So during World War II, so I tend to get a lot of stuff in my social media since I live in Norway about it. So there's so we had some questions or conversation about it, and then HogHammer found the black and white. So you have that as well. You can see all activity, what's happening in the forum as well. So do you open every container at once, or do you collect them? That's probably what I meant to say. So I can see what's going on. Check out any unread content, and then a welcome in the desk support section. Ignored users, correct spelling of name, yada yada yada. So you have events, blog, staff. I'll reference the staff again. You have community manager, the HogHammer. You have the admins, the I Can't Swim in HogHammer. The section managers, the moderators, as well as the subsection editors, which Little White Mouse is among them. So a good group of people here. working. Only click on the gallery if you're brave. Otherwise, don't. Only will you know if you come here and look into it. Will you know what I say? You know, your eyes. You know, cover your eyes. Anyhow, guidelines inform rules. So they talk about just how you should conduct yourself here on the DevStrike forum. When I talk about the gallery, like, it's nothing honestly bad. It's just like something historically really funny, as it were. And you come into online users, so you can see a lot of the guests that are here, and where I'm looking at as well. So you can see there's just a ton of guests. So I think it'd be great to get more registered users here within the DevStrike forum and having a profile created. You can even see the featured streamer of the month, C-Raptor, all around good chap. He's really awesome. I think he's a really good influence and fun to watch on the Twitch streams and that. Yeah, he doesn't go like all outrageous or stuff. He's just a really good guy. I really like him, even though I've never talked with him, but he's a cool guy. So, you know, you get messages, you can create new content, topic, file, download, gallery, image, so on and so forth. So at this point, I really want to move over into the PDF article PDF that I just have from HogHammer and referencing some information here. So I might have some game footage playing in the background as I read through some of this. We'll see. I haven't made up my mind yet. So I was curious to ask. I didn't know at the time, and it would have been easy for me just to look it up myself. But I asked the question of how many of you are there who lead, develop, administer, and moderate the forums? So currently they have 10 volunteers, and the breakdown is the following, where you have HogHammer as the community manager. Also, he shares an administrator role in addition with I Can't Swim. You have the section managers of I Can't Swim, HogHammer, Surebridge, and YSS Turtleship. You have the moderators such as Chobitsu, Surebridge, HogHammer, YSS Turtleship, Bob the Ball, Colonel Nasty, Admiral Karasu, and Torino 2DC, and subsection editors of Little White Mouse, Bob the Ball, and Admiral Karasu. I Can't Swim is the site's founder, and he got the things rolling after the old forum shut down. And which led me to ask this question of why did you/others decide to start a WoWs community forum? And I can imagine perhaps it's decided with some goals, but also with Wargaming shutting down the official forums. But I and perhaps others would be curious. And so HogHammer shares the following. When Wargaming announced the closure of the forums, members could only post with 3 days notice. There were several long threads from frequent posters and those who occasionally visited the site with various emotions and comments. This was true for forums in Asia, Europe, and North America that Wargaming maintained. Regardless of the reasons for their closure, from comments there appeared to be a genuine need for an actual forum-like structure that was not Discord or Reddit. Hence, DevStrike community was born a few days later. Looking back, I realized it was an uphill battle. With only 3 days notice, there was no way to notify old forum members of a new forum. Basically, we started from ground zero with membership and site awareness. It wasn't like we could just go to Wargaming and say, hey guys, would you mind advertising or promoting our new Warships forum? And from the beginning, our primary goal was to preserve some of the features of the old site. Thankfully, Wargaming left access to the site until the end of October, which allowed us to identify and get content recommendations from staff and forum members. A big plus was having Little White Mouse on the staff and her ship review content carried over to the new forum. Another plus was having members of the forum spread the word in game at the risk of being chat banned. And word of mouth has been of great value, and from early on and to this day, it is directly a result of forum members. So if I had to sum up our decision, it would be that the DevStrike forum was prompted by Wargaming to create a new player-driven forum. The forum was launched to preserve key features of the old Wargaming forum while fostering a vibrant community for WoWs enthusiasts and greatly expanding new content and topics that reflect where the game is today. The forum stands as a testament to the resilience of the WoWs community. It continues to offer a space for discussion, strategy, and shared experiences for players who prefer a structured forum over other platforms. The site itself is totally self-funded and does not take any ad revenue. So I don't know if you guys noticed that there wasn't any ads popping up as we went around on the forum. The current growth facts is that the total number of registered users is now well over 1,200. Additionally, the number of guests dramatically outweighs the number of registered users daily. The same was true for the old form regarding guest. Registered membership is represented by 56% of users from the NA, 34% from the EU, and 7% from Asia. To date, DevStrike has had well over 9 million page views, and access to the forum by device usage is 75.9% from a desktop and 24.1% from a mobile device. The mobile platform use was somewhat surprising to us. And then you have the organic growth. New traffic from web searches has substantially grown to 60,000 visitors per month. This is expected to increase due to a nearly year-long but now resolved issue with several search engines such as Microsoft Bing, Yahoo, etc. But going forward, they have very much that they still wish to be done. Older content identified by forum members has been imported into the new forum. While much of this has been imported, probably half of the content needs updating due to changes in the game. Dead links from the old site were and remain a significant challenge, and some links no longer exist. This remains an ongoing task for us and will take time to correct. The Little White Mouse ship reviews, for example, cover 9 pages, 25 reviews per page. Yes, that's how much Little White Mouse has contributed to the World of Warships community. Of the forum topics, more than 80% of ship reviews have gone live on the site. However, image links to many still need to be fixed. I don't know how to say this. Askans's lesson Compendium? Wow, my English is sometimes bad now. Series, a go-to for CV players, was also carried over from the old forum along with many other popular guides. Although general discussion is the cornerstone of any forum, we want DevStrike to eventually be known as a go-to for game information. In doing so, we've developed a new group of players who contribute written guides and reviews, but perhaps more importantly, aggregation of information from various sources via links with a general overview from around the web. Sources for this information come from YouTube, Twitch streams, ship build sites, various social media sites, the World of Warships official site, and WoWs Wiki. These sites are reviewed for pertinent information and, more importantly, being up to date. So, as an example of this original and aggregation process can be found in our ship review section, I think. So, I'm showing you here on the screen. Or maybe I gotta come over here first. Here, all Pan-Asian destroyers currently in the game are listed with a brief overview of wiki link provided. Expanding a particular ship in the Pan-Asian line, for example, the Tier 8 Xianyang, will provide various information, brief overview, official wiki ship description, suggested captain builds, Google Doc, WoW's captain builds, WoW ship builder, ship tool, and supporting videos via links. So actually, if I show you that here, you can see Pan-Asian destroyers, resources, and discussions. I can see all the current, seems to be all the current Pan-Asian destroyers in the game. And maybe I come down to Xianyang and I can see a brief historical view of the ship. The ship transferred to the Republic of China, Taiwan in 1955. The ship's armor consisted of dual-purpose main battery guns and 2 quintuple torpedo tubes. So I can see the WoW's wiki ship specification details links, suggested captain build from WoW's captain builds, build your own Xianyang, ship tool Xianyang, and here you can see some videos. It looks like how to play Asian Destroyer Xianyang with your Peacekeeper, and actually even several of my own videos that I've done of upgrade build, upgrade commander builds, and then just seeing the ship in action, even when I think accidentally, I don't remember, had a radar Xianyang. So you come through and you can find information here on the ship. So that's great. The goal is for members and guests to have access to update information, guides, and how to play all in one easy-to-access place. So eventually, this entire reference ship review section will adopt the same approach for all ship lines available in World of Warships. Many, if not all, favorite topics from the old forums have been designated with their own sections. Additionally, new sections have been created, such as Bob's Help discussion, separate PvE sections, and Toino's napkin analysis. Ideally, the best thing for any guest or potential member is to take the time to browse the various topics. There's a lot there, and there's more coming. There will most definitely be more knowledge-based information throughout the upcoming year, with additional very good game players adding content. Another aspect of the DevStrike is actively promoting the many content of Twitch and YouTube providers. that the previous forum neglected for some reason. Here's an example, is this Twitch Streamer of the Month series, which highlights and introduces various streamers to all the regions. This has never been done before by any site, official or not. Our overall view is that we are all in this together to make it a better game for players, be it a site, streamer, or content provider. If we can help contribute to that formula, all the better. And finally, this game is played by many active duty and military veterans. With this in mind, we work with several organizations that offer support, which includes mental, physical, and gaming equipment. To date, DevStrike has donated over $15,000 to these worthy organizations. So really cool stuff there. So I've had a very positive experience so far with the DevStrike WoWs community forum and working with HogHammer. And then also he's been so kind, and when he first reached out to me, where I have the new player guide series, intermediate player guide series, but then also now the veteran player guide series, which they're sharing here in the forum. So very nice of them to do that. So I think all around the staff here are a good lot of gentlemen and ladies here. So I hope that in just kind of going over the community forum, if you're a newer player here in World of Warships, or maybe you're old and you didn't know that there was a community forum that's for the players, by the players, that hopefully you'll pop in over here. Maybe you'll make yourself a own profile, and you can find a lot of just helpful information overall here in the game, and a lot of you know, Petro versus Moskva, you know, a lot of those common asked questions. I guess that's probably one of the best things to say, is a lot of those common asked questions, or questions you might be wondering about, you're probably likely to find them here on the DevStrike forum. Even if I were to look here in the search bar, and I search everywhere, and then I can find a quick guide to topic discovery. And then here I can see the intermediate guide series that I have here in the game, as well as if you're wanting to look up specific ships as well, then you're welcome to. I was about to start speaking Norwegian for some reason. So with that being said, I think I'll cap this video on the head. We've already gone over 20 minutes. So in closing, if you haven't checked out the forum yet, please do. I'll put a link in the description, in the comments below, if you want to come over here. Hopefully we can get a little more people here on the DevStrike forum. A lot of helpful information, especially if you're a newer player here in the game. And then just my hats off to the staff leading the DevStrike community forum, WoWs community forum. I think it's awesome that we still have something like this. And I kind of drug my feet to get over here. I'd heard whispers about it in the wind, but then I was like, wow, we have a whole forum going. This is awesome. So I just want to say thank you to the staff for making this community forum possible, because I think it's a much better place, honestly, to be involved in versus the Wargaming World of Warships official Discord server. So with that being said, if you liked today's video, give a thumbs up. If you didn't, give a thumbs down. Subscribe if you do want to see more. If you're subscribed, thanks so much. I would appreciate it. Thank you to my Patreon supporters. Until next time, take care.